Hey guys, happy Thursday. It is Daryl here. It's 9 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. And this is going to be a good video. It's going to be short. I hadn't planned on making it. I'm actually just finishing up my workout and I might be heading to the beach as I worked very hard and got my work done yesterday. Anyway, into this video, it's some observations. As we all know, Trump has launched this, he's pretty much admitted to kneecapping, as Obama said, kneecapping the post office. The more I read into this, the more alarming it is. I don't know what's true and what's not, what's exaggerated. So I'll give you what I've seen. I've seen over 6,000 sorting machines allegedly dismantled, and not just recently, in the months coming up to now. I don't know how exactly true that is. Some of it is true. We've all seen the post office, the boxes being removed, and they've admitted to that. They said, supposedly they've said they're going to put it on hold for 90 days. They blame this to different, the volume of mail changing in different areas. Now, let me tell you my experience here. This is a town of a little over 7,000, which is considered a very small town by Connecticut standards. As I've told you, my parents, my mother and stepfather, were both lifelong employees, mail carriers in this town over 25 years. Okay, they're retired. They've been retired for a while. This has nothing to do with them. I am to explicitly keep them out of my videos. But anyway, the route that my stepfather left is where I'm living right now. The route that my mother left is on the other side of town, and I go down this street every single day on my bike ride coming back home. There's a black gentleman that's had this route for probably about 15 years now, so 10, 15 years since my parents had retired. He took it over. He took over the route. Terrific guy. I stop and talk to him every day. He knows me. He knows somewhat of my mother. Like I said, when he came to the post office, my mother retired, so they didn't get to work together, but they know each other. Interesting. So there's a few Trump supporting signs that have popped up around town. Not many so far. I'd say I've seen 4 or 5 in this basic area, maybe 4. Seriously, that's it. But to be fair, no Biden signs, no political signs really at all, really yet, except for a few Trump signs and a few police. We support the police signs. Okay. And they were almost all on the route that my mother used to do, that this gentleman, I'll call him, I don't know, I'll call him Robert for now, okay? That this black gentleman, Robert, has taken over. And I noticed that 2 different Trump signs on 2 different lawns, 2 different streets, people that I don't think that have any relationship to each other, both Trump supporters, but the signs have come down. One sign came down completely, Trump 2020 law and order, and there was another sign, Trump 2020 law and order. Both of them, I saw both of them disappear in the last couple of days, probably in the last week. One of the signs came back up. It says no peace without police, no police without peace, something like that. No peace, no police, no police, no peace. Something to that effect. But the Trump law and order sign was gone. Interesting. I don't really care to approach him and start the whole conversation. And just chatting about the weather and stuff, I stopped to talk to this postman. And it never even occurred to me that, that the mail, what the mailman might think. Because now it's a pretty much, the fact that Trump is dismantling, that Trump's postmaster is dismantling these sorting machines. Let me tell you, from what I know, from people I know working in the post office, this is all going to transfer down to making the mail delivery carriers' life harder and longer days. My parents used to come home in the dark, walking in 2 feet of snow in the dark after 5, 6 o'clock at night during the winter. They're brutal long days, and this is just going to make them longer. And then the people that work in the office too. When you get rid of these boxes and these machines, it's going to be more volume, and it's going to way down. Different. It's gonna transfer. The same amount of work's gonna have to get done, except now there's gonna be less tools to get the job done, and more transfer to human work. It's gonna be harder. And it hadn't even occurred to me, the mail carrier walking by this and what he thinks of Trump. And I wonder, I didn't want to get all personal with the mail carrier. You know, I didn't want to start getting into if he supports Trump or why. But it was pretty clear that he didn't. And it just makes me wonder, people that have these Trump signs in their front yard, most of them all have a mail carrier that's going to go directly by that. Now we know too that the mail carriers union, the union of the post office, is definitely endorsed Biden. You know, especially after all, well, being a union, of course, is going to endorse the Democrats, and not to mention Trump's attack, holding back on funds for the post office. So I started to wonder if these people just chickened out and took these signs down because, well, geez, maybe I'm going to lose some. I might lose some mail if I leave these signs out. You know, in other words, I don't know. I don't know. No, let me just say that, you know, this is all my speculation. It has nothing to do with what any post carrier said or anything. Absolutely not. I did not get into the real politics of it with the postal carriers, and I wouldn't put it on here. You know, that's personal. But I'm wondering, you know, as mail carriers are going about their day and they see these signs and they know that this candidate is making their life harder. And I'm wondering what the people that own those signs, if it occurs to them, the person that they appreciate, I'm sure everybody loves their postman, if they understand that voting for this candidate is is making the person that does this service for them every day, isn't making their life any easier. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, not even to bring up any races or colors either. So it was interesting, though. I don't know what to make of it. These signs disappeared. A total of 3 or 4 all around town. I can't see. I haven't found one Trump 2020 Law and Order sign. There used to be 4 of them, and now they're all gone. 1 or 2 of them have been replaced with no peace, no police. Interesting. I don't know. I do think it has something to do with the attack on the mail service. I really do. Because that's a personal issue, you know. And the people that live here, the post office work, the postal delivery people that work here and deliver to these people, they're all affected by it, you know. And it's a community. And maybe for once, I don't know if Trump supporters are just kind of hiding it a little bit, or if they're actually thinking about this and how it's going to affect their postal carriers. I like to be optimistic and think the best of people, and think maybe they had an epiphany and they realized their vote is going to hurt people that they actually like and know. Something to think about. All right, you guys have a good Thursday.